Hey guys, Sarah here. I'm a nutritionist and I'm coming to you with a review of the meal provider Coco and Lucas and their Earth Meal for One range. Now these are vegetarian, vegan, flexitarian friendly according to Coco and Lucas. So Coco and Lucas have a really successful kids meal range and wanted to start appealing to the adults in those kids' world. And they've created a small range of meals, but also a collection of little appetizers and ingredients that you can put into a plant-based meal. So these can be found only at Woolworths in the freezer aisle. Now, I love the packaging of these products. I think it really emphasizes their brand. They're visually friendly, and I love the craft packaging. But don't be fooled. These are actually pretty surprising when it comes to how nutrient poor they are, and how I guess they've really trying to capitalize on that whole plant-based aspect and not deliver the wholesome meals that they actually suggest. In fact, I was pretty shocked that some of them, like this meatless lasagna, have over 40 ingredients. That ingredient list is incredibly long for a lasagna, and I would challenge you to create your own plant-based lasagna at home with more than 40 ingredients. So, amongst the ingredients are starches, canola oil, extracts, salts, natural flavors, colors, preservatives, stuff that you actually don't associate with what Coco and Lucas describe as a wholesome meal. Beyond the amount of ingredients in these meals, these are incredibly high in calories, considering that they don't contain any animal products, which have natural fats, which are naturally high in calories. And you don't actually find any of those higher calorie plant-based foods, like things like nuts, seeds, avocado, which would boost the intake of calories. So the calories are coming from somewhere, but they're not coming from that natural high calorie wholesome foods. The other thing that grates on my cheese a little bit is the fact that they really try and mimic meat with these meat pieces that are full with soy protein, wheat, gluten, cornstarch, canola oil, sugars, flavors. Does anything sound nutritious to you in these? Not only that, I just feel like the texture is pretty unpleasant in these meatless pieces. I'd love to know, if you are vegetarian or vegan, why or what the appeal is of these meatless pieces, because for me they just have no nutritional value, but two, they're just not appealing. They're just something that I wouldn't want to consume in my daily diet. The other thing is that they are not a great source of protein, carbs and fat, and that's because they use a lot of these highly refined processed ingredients in there because they're cheap to make. These meals are only $8, so to keep the costs down and to provide a profit for the food manufacturer, they need to rely on some of these highly processed, affordable ingredients. The actual vegetable content of these meals is also lacking, and whether maybe there is a diverse range of vegetables, but the amount is quite small. So as a result, the fiber is going to be pretty low. However, on the nutrient panel, you won't see fiber there, which already screams to me that it's pretty irrelevant in these meals. Like a lot of these convenient meals, frozen meals, these guys are high in sodium. So You know, some of them, like this lasagna, is 422 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams. Now that's incredibly high and will contribute largely to your daily recommended maximum intake of sodium. They also contain a lot of sugar, which will increase that carbohydrate content there. So, you know, their overall nutritional value is lacking in these meals. I found that from a taste perspective, as I said, the meatless pieces are really kind of off for me. But, you know, they just don't appeal. You get them out of the microwave. They're not that appetizing to look at, which, by the way, is a general common thread of frozen meals. But they just don't scream that vibrant, colorful, flavoursome appeal that you would want out of a plant-based meal. So yes, convenient if you can find them. They do have a limited amount of ranges in Woolworths. Not every Woolworths stock them, so they can be a bit tricky to find, but you do just whack them in the microwave, or you can heat them up in the oven. So they are incredibly convenient. Appealing on the taste factor, and as a nutritionist, this is not something that I'd be recommending for my clients on a regular basis, maybe on an emergency meal if you have to, but there are plenty of other options out there. Now, I have written a full review on mealprep.com.au. You can also leave your own review under the provider, so please go and let me know what you think, because you know, maybe you really enjoy these, or maybe you have a similar experience that I've had with the Earth range. So go check that out on mealprep.com.au.